Welcome, Cosmic Companions, to another live with me, your host, Ishmael Perez. How are you guys doing out there? Thank you for being here once again, guys. I am just happy. I mean, I always look forward to my time with you guys. You guys are amazing. And I do read the chat, a few minutes before I go on. And I think I am punctual today. I think I missed by a minute. But again, I am at the studio, so I'm trying new things out to give you guys a better picture, better audio, and of course, my background in the back. First and foremost, hi everyone. I just want to acknowledge the Galactic Jedis out there. I see Cosmo Girls. I see Tristan Early, Radiant Guardians. You guys are always here. I always see, let me see, Nicole. Thank you, welcome. Shara Richardson, welcome. Shira, sorry. David Hakes, Cosmo Girl, Karen Lewis, Brian J. Welsh, Joanna. I want to welcome all of you guys. And if there is any new people today here joining me live on, what is it, my 23rd live, perhaps 22nd? I'm not sure, I lost count. Welcome to Galactic and Cosmic Conversations with me, Ishmael Perez. How are you guys doing out there? Awesome. Well, okay, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did change the name of my YouTube to The Real Ishmael Perez, because I know that there's a lot of fake accounts, a lot of pirated YouTube channels that are using my name with different logos, different pictures, where they take all of my interviews and then they post them. So when you guys are looking me up, you guys probably get multiple accounts that come up. So it's very hard to find me because I was using Project Restoration Zion. So what I did is I changed my name to The Real Ishmael Perez. So when people look for me, hopefully they could click on The Real Ishmael Perez and have access to my real YouTube channel, not the pirated ones that are out there. So I just wanted to just let you guys know that I changed that name actually on every platform. I also changed my Instagram name from Project Restoration Zion to The Real Ishmael Perez, and on every other social media outlet that I have. And the reason being, again, guys, is because there is a lot of fake accounts, okay? I have them all over. I have them on Instagram, I have them on YouTube, and I just want to see if I could redirect all of those people to the real channel. Hi, Dee, how you doing? I just saw your comment. Another reason why I wanted to change my name from Project Restoration Zion to The Real Ishmael Perez is because, Zion, that term it's a bit of a trigger word for some of my truthers out there. A lot of people associate that word with the Zionist movement, which is a political economical movement that was led by, of course, the Cabal, the House of Rothschild, when they reestablished the state of Israel following the Second World War. I don't want to have any association with the modern day terminology Zionist because again, as I explained in some of my past interviews, the original Zion terminology could be traceable back to the millennial project of the Knights Templars, which were actually the descendants of King David and King Solomon. And for them, Zion was part of their quest of resurrecting pretty much the Republic, a commonwealth of nations, our Constitution, which technically means the free world. The land of milk and honey, which is pretty much a world that has a constitution, that has, universal rights for humanity. And if you really want to trace the terminology, it actually goes back to thousands of years to our biblical Abraham. It was a pact that was established between Abraham and then, of course, the archangel Melchizedek. All right. And that pact was all about contending with light till the end. The original, you could say, the original oath that was given to Abraham and his descendants, the 12 houses of Israel. And then, of course, through the line of King David and Solomon, it was a treaty that was always established within a world that was dominated by the age of the empires, okay? So we do know that there's always been a struggle between the constitutional republic, or what we call the Commonwealth of Nations, and the empire or fascism, totalitarianism. And there's a reason why, guys. We are this ultimate war against evil. We could actually trace it off world. The concept of the free world, which was preserved by the original, again, the original Israelites, not the Zionists of today, the original Israelites, whose descendants are everywhere in the world, goes back to actually the ancient world. You know, it was a pact that was entrusted upon the original descendants of what, you know, the lineage, the priest king lineage that led to Terah, and then of course Abraham, and you know the later tribes of Israel. So for those that are coming into my live right now, I did change my name. I'm no longer Project Restoration Zion, and I am now the real Ishmael Perez. Okay, so again, I just wanted to make a distinction between the original terminology, which was hijacked by the cabal, and they inverted it to create this, you know, political economic movement that is not in alignment with freedom or humanity. All right, and of course, you know, there are other associated movements where are like the Khazarians, and then of course the Bolsheviks, which are all different arms of the roundtable groups, or really of the, you know, modern day cabal secret society networks. So as, you know, Galactic Jedis, as New Earth Guardians, as we take our responsibility in the safeguarding and preservation of freedom on this planet, guys, it is important to remember where we stand, you know. And I just wanted to let everybody know that I love each and every single one of you guys out there. Believe it or not, guys, even though I don't know you personally, I feel you. I feel your spirit. I feel your essence, your energy, you know, as if you guys are really my family. And I believe that we've pretty much existed in different timelines, you know, on perhaps on different realities, and we've always worked together. I feel such a deep connection with you guys, as if we're just kind of continuing the work that we began in different epochs and different times. And we're finalizing what is known as the great work of the ages. Okay, so the great work of the ages, guys, is the restoration of a new heaven on earth, is the restoration of equality and freedom back to society. You know, the restoration of, you know, harmony, Christ consciousness, and all of that stuff that is associated with the golden age. So I just wanted to thank everybody for being here. Neo, awesome. You know, these a lot of you guys are like regular on my live. So I just wanted to thank you guys for always tuning in, okay? Always tuning in. So, you know, what we're dealing with, guys, here is just, we're in the final stages, guys, of a war that's actually been going on for millions upon millions of years just within our galaxy. Now, considering the universe, it's a war that's been going on for billions of years. And then if you want to involve the multiverse, it is a war that's been going on against ancient alien AI for billions of years. The good news is that we are at the finality of that, you know, war that began billions of years ago. And so even though, you know, there's still a lot of bad things happening in our world, just, I want you guys to see it as the final script just playing out, all right, in order for a new world to begin. Tristan Early, thank you. I appreciate the donation, brother. I will get to questions and answers in a bit, but I do want to make a correlation here. A reminder that, you know, we are at the finish line, guys, that this is it, you know. The fact that we are not even going to taste death, all right? We're not even going to taste death anymore, guys, should be a reminder of, you know, the times that we're living in. The fact that we're going to be transforming, all right, into this next stage of human evolution through the activation of our dormant DNA. That is something to look forward to. All right, so I do want to say that this war between the empire and freedom, because that's what it boils down to. And I think I've mentioned it, that is also related to the certain bloodlines, okay, guys? So the positive bloodline, which is the bloodline that has always been kind of persecuted, you know, sought after by the Dark Brotherhood throughout history. We hear about how there are certain times in our history where, you know, certain descendants of this bloodline had to seek refuge in these subterranean, you know, societies in order to preserve the Brotherhood of Light. And I also believe that the Kennedys, that Princess Diana, the Trumps, they're all descendants of this lineage, right? This lineage that is been pretty much persecuted for thousands and thousands of years. Okay, so for the last few thousand years, guys, we've been under the control of the Babylonian lineages. The Babylonian lineages are the opposite bloodline. Those are the bloodlines that are traceable all the way to Lucifer, okay, to the reptilian races from Orion. So basically, this war against good and evil was obviously a war that was translated from the galactic, battles between the original Lyrans and the Draco reptilians. Okay, guys? So it is now coming to an end. So we could relate the Cabal bloodlines to the last of the human reptilian hybrids. Okay, guys? Their time is up. Their time is up, and they know it. All right? Right now, they're just like desperate. Another thing I wanted to talk about, guys, is somebody asked me if I could explain how we are all descendants of Michael. All right, so as you guys know, each universe has a Michael, which is also the universal mind of that particular universe. It is both pure energy and it's able to manifest physical form. That's what Michael is in our universe. Michael is beyond the physical. Michael could operate in multiple states, right? Just like quantum physics, like superposition, could be in multiple places at once. And that's the reason why Michael is always working with multiple people, because the archetype Michael is actually the universal life force or the universal logo or the universal mind of our entire universe, which gave birth to the original angelic human prototype, all right? The galactic archetype. In our universe, that was known as the Lyrans. So the Lyrans were the original children of Michael, all right? Michael and his counterpart. I think she goes by the name of Faith. Every archangel has a feminine counterpart. So Michael and Faith were the first ones to birth the Lyrans in our universe. All right, this is not even mentioning the other universes, each with its own set of overseers, omni kings and omni queens. We have a Michael. We have pretty much a type of Michael figure on every universe. All right, those are known as the creator gods. And in essence, yes, when he embodied 2,000 years ago as Yeshua, we could literally say that the creator of our universe became flesh. All right, it's the mind of our universe becoming flesh, okay? And that incarnation, what Joshua did 2,000 years ago paved the way for us, the descendants of that indigo lineage, which is going to give the next stage of human evolution known as the violet race, okay? That's where we come in, guys. So the whole point is that Michael created the Lyrans. The Lyrans themselves developed different sub-races of the original human angelic race, which was actually known as the Azurites. Okay, the Azurites were the original angelic prototype, or the angelic human prototype. So we could say that we are the descendants of those lineages. And that's why in my book, I argue against the Darwinian side of evolution. That instead of coming from primitives, we actually came from the top down. We de-evolved from the angelic celestial kingdom, and through these gradual, descents of lowering our frequency into more denser states of matter, we eventually became what is now as humans. So this is like the final phase of that long descent. So that's how Michael is our progenitor. Michael is the father of all human races by virtue of being the creator of the Lyrans. The Lyrans inherited Michael's DNA. So that's why we, the humans, not the reptilians, carry a huge concentration of the Michael genetics. Now, even more so, if you're Rh negative blood type, then you obviously carry a higher concentration of the Michael genetics, okay? So that's how we are all descendants of Michael. Enki is not our father. In fact, the Anunnaki, all they did is they just modified, they just tampered with the original creation, guys. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. I am going to now take questions from people. If I could only find the mouse here. All right, so really quick, I'm going to recap, guys. So the reptilians are the children of Lucifer, all right? The human galactic, the galactic humanoids in our universe are the children of Michael. All right, let's see. If I could only find a little, 1 second here. I'm trying to find the little arrow for the mouse so that I could answer some questions. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right, I'm going to take some questions. All right. Okay, so Highness says, is a portal to New Earth. We are the portal, guys. As we activate the seven seals, right? Camouflage is the seven chakras. You know, the seven seals in the book of Revelation are metaphorically describing the seven chakras. As we open up the seven chakras, we're going to open up the portals. So we open up first. We are the portal, or the first face of the portal, and then we activate the planetary portals so that we could allow the good people of the earth to go into the new earth, which is already here. All right, Joyful, thank you for the donation, sister. Much love to you, Ishmael. Does my dog Bella feel the ascension recently? That's a good question. You know, I do believe that all sentient organic beings are ascending, guys. So that includes your pets and your animals. Yes, absolutely. And they, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going through their own little genetic upgrades. You know, if you could communicate with dogs telepathically, you could find out exactly what they're going through. Also, how can I telepathically speak to her? Okay, so in order to telepathically speak to your pet, guys, you have to go from your logical brain into your heart and go with the feeling, okay? So telepathy is actually more of an intuitive language, less logical, less, hold on, hearing myself on the echo here. Hold on 1 second. All right, so if you guys want to communicate with your pets, you have to learn how to shift from your logical brain and into your intuition and learn how to feel what they're wanting to say. So it's more of a feeling, okay? And as we go into the fifth dimensional earth, communication for us is going to be more of an intuitive, inner feeling. Instead of listening to the words, we're just going to feel it, okay? So that's telepathy for you. So we shift from our logical mind to the feeling center. Let me see. My Highness, miss you. I want my wings back. Guardian 555 says, I want my wings back. I think we all do. We all do. Well, yes, this is the battle that Archangel Michael began long ago when, Lucifer took 1/3 of the angels, but we are the warriors that were chosen to incarnate in human form in order to win the battle for the light. So, yes, this is the final war. Well, like I said, it's not going to take place till 1,000 years, guys. After the, um, bifurcation of timelines, 1,000 years of peace, giving us enough time to access our full potential, and then that final battle against AI, which is going to start a new beginning for the whole cosmos. For more information about this cosmic war with AI, I did do a talk at the Ascension Portal to Ascension about 9 months ago, and I do believe that presentation is on my channel. You just have to rewind back to maybe a few months ago, and it's my talk at Portal to Ascension, where I break down the entire cosmic war with this alien AI god that they call, Omega, Saurian Omega. I also want to welcome all the new people here today. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you guys could smash the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. And for those that are joining in for the first time, if you could hit the subscribe button, that would be great. So that way you could always be updated when I'm coming on or sharing new content. I lost my little arrow here again. 1 second. One second, guys. I'm trying to figure out where the arrow is so I could read more questions. Where's that arrow at? Where is that arrow? One second, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to find the little arrow thing so I could control the chat and read the questions. I think I lost it. I think I lost the little arrow, guys. It's not working with me today. All right, so the only questions I'm seeing is it's just your chat among yourselves. All right, so North, okay, so I can't find the little arrow. I can't really go beyond what's in front of me. So North Stara says, we are the descending masters. Yes, that's right. Bear in mind, guys, that as old souls, we've experienced everything in the cosmos, every aspect and face of life, beyond just being human. We were once plants, trees, animals, elements, minerals, planets, stars, nebulas, and some of us, a very small number of us, were even galaxies, whole galaxies, the consciousness of entire galaxies, and a very small portion of us were actually the entire consciousness of universes. Okay, guys? So that's what makes an old soul, is that we are descending masters. We've already completed the different levels of initiation, as described and portrayed by Yeshua himself, the Christ, and Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, and others, of course, avatars who have came before them and after them. Now, I still can't find my little arrow thing. So this is not a good thing. I can't really read any more. Oh, there it is. There it is. I think I found it. There we go. Okay, awesome. Okay. All right. All right, now I'm going to get some questions. All right. Feel like... All right, yes, in the fifth dimension, we are going to stop killing animals for food because our bodies are going to be different. Our bodies are not going to be able to eat flesh anymore. As our crystalline genetics kicks in, we're going to, a lot of us, the 50, are not even going to need any physical solids. We're going to be living off of universal life force, prana, chi, energy, coming from the sun. Diana says, Ishma, did you like this creation? So complicated, so corrupt, so diabolic. Well, you know, the original creation was good. It was a positive thought form, right? It was a projected thought form from a descending cosmic being from the central universe, right? But then it was tainted and corrupted when the fallen Elohim decided to also project their disqualified thought forms. And that's why everything kind of became corrupted because we were invaded. All right. And yes, you know, everything starts in the mental state of reality before it becomes manifest. So even this universe was once a thought form in the eye of a cosmic descending being that we call today, you know, Michael and Faith. But unfortunately, Lucifer's thoughts also contaminated Michael's creation. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so Amanda says, yeah, I feel like so much time is wasting thinking about and preparing for food. Yeah, it is. Imagine if we could live in a world where you're no longer hungry, you're sustained and you live off of natural energy coming from the sun. I think that world is, you know, much better, right? Where you could, you know, look fit without even working out. God, that's going to save me at least an hour and a half every morning at the gym. You know, where all of us guys could look fit with, you know, muscular bodies, six packs, and we never have to worry about gaining weight or anything like that. Well, that's what existence is going to be in the fifth dimension, guys. You know, because we're going to be living also off of, it's not just going to be our physical body. We're also going to be activating our light body, our Merkaba. And so because we're also going to be using our Merkaba, our cells are constantly going to be regenerating in the fifth dimensional earth. That's right. Audrey says, Christed one says, you shall do even greater things than I've done. And these are those times, and we are all that is embodied, making the unmanifest manifested. Please connect Ishmael things. Audrey, very powerful statement. And yes, the Christ Yeshua did say that. Okay, so Trenton Williams, thank you for the number one, brother, and thank you for the donation. According to my galactic report with Mina, the Andromedan, I descended from the 13th different highly ascended beings, including archangels. Does this mean I am a hybrid soul? You know, chances are, if you did come from the 13th dimension, then chances are is that you are a hybrid soul because you've experienced everything, all right? And that means that you were not just one thing, you were multiple things. All right, for those that don't know what a hybrid soul is, a hybrid soul is a soul that it's got multiple amalgamations of different star races all in one experience. Okay, that's what a hybrid soul is. So the fact that you originated in the 13th dimension, which is the level of reality where the realms of the angelics exist, the different, orders of angels, then chances are that you are probably a soul hybrid. Okay? Yeah, believe it or not, guys, some of you guys descended all the way from the 13th dimension, 14 and 15, which is harmonic universe number 5. And I believe that there's only about 13 individuals on the planet that actually came from dimensions 15, 16, and 17. Yes, that's right. As we experience reality here in the lower dimensions, a new harmonic universe known as harmonic universe number 6, which is developing dimensions 16, 17, and 18, are currently being developed, guys. All right? So now we're taking it to another notch as far as like the omniverse is concerned. Because remember, everything's interconnected. As we learned down here in the lowest of dimensions, all of our accumulated experience and knowledge that comes from everyone's experience is all being used for the overall growth of the macrocosmic spirit that embodies the entire omniverse, guys. It's all interconnected. It all operates and works as a unit of one. So every single one of your experience is valid and important in the greater scheme of things overall. Pamela Rose says, I'm having weird blackouts and falling to the floor of not being able to move for hours. Is that part of the ascension? Yes. All right, so what that means, Pamela, is that you're probably, due to the fact that you are activating your crystalline genetic structure, there's probably a lot of contaminants in your carbon-based genetic structure. I don't know if you have a clean diet or if you drink, healthy, like alkaline water, a lot of green juices. But in order to prevent these, physical, I guess, excruciating experiences, is try to detox your physical body. So that way, your activation of your crystalline structure could be a little bit more smoother and a little bit easier of a transition as we transition into our new bodies. So I would definitely, do a detox and be very careful in what you're putting in your body at this time. Make your ascension a lot more easier by keeping your body clean, guys, overall. Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. Thank you for the donation, sister. All right, so hola, Ismael. Oh, I thought you were going to ask your question in Spanish. Do you have a virtual postal address where your Galactic Jedis can send you presents? You've mentioned you needed a fan. I would love to send you one, a fan. You know what, Sylvia? I'm actually going to go to Target sometime, maybe tomorrow or the next day, and buy my own fan. Thank you so much. I appreciate your thoughts and your generosity. I can't even say the word generosity, but I am going to buy my own fan. I don't need you guys to pay for anything. This is something that I have to buy on my own. I just keep forgetting. But thank you for your generosity, and the thought is what counts more than anything, my sister. All right? All right, so Clementine Cooper. Hello, Clementine Cooper. How are you? Thank you for being here today. Okay, so Clementine says, "Hi Ishmael, thank you for your fabulous info. Since Enki is Father God, Enlil is Son, what is the Holy Spirit?" No, no, no. Okay, so I think you got the terminologies confused, my sister. No, Enki is the half brother of Enlil. I think you're referring to Anu. So in a way, yes, Anu is like the sky god, the Father God, who contributed in the development of Homo sapiens, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that Anu created the already existing Terranusian race that existed during the times of Atlantis. He just added to the genetics, okay? Because even the Anunnaki were part of the experiment. Now, to answer your question, yes, Anu does come from the seed of Michael. He was an original descendant of what became known as the Anuhasi race, the house of El, which originated in Sirius B. So by virtue of that, yes, you could say that Enlil is the son, and they were the ones that were considered the positive Anunnaki or the benevolent. As you know, Enlil was also Zeus to the Greeks, and therefore was the chief guardian of the earth during the Atlantean times. And if it wasn't for Enlil Zeus and his children, the demigods, right, the heroes of old, our kind would have never been here today in modern times. We would have been already extinct due to the fact that the abominations that were made by Enki were very carnivorish and they were eating humans. So that's why the flood needed to happen in order to clean up all those hybrid races, including the fallen Nephilim, right? Which became the fallen angels that mated with the daughters of men. Again, another abomination. In order to allow only the pure line of Adam through Noah to continue existing so that we could be here today in the 20th century. Okay? So yes, in that regard, Anu was the descendant of the Anuhasi race, of the Lyran-Syrian coalition. All right, so Earth Angel 44444. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Thank you for being here, my fellow Galactic Jedi. Thank you for all you share with us, Ishmael. Two of my friends are able to see multiple dimensions with their third eye, with their human eyes open. Are they more advanced beings to be able to do that? Thank you. Okay, so all of our gifts are developing in different ways. Everyone has different talents. Not everyone is going to be accelerating in their gifts like everyone else. You know, some are going to become more intuitive. They're going to be more clairsentient. They're going to be able to feel things before they happen. Some of us are going to be more clairaudient, which is they're going to be able to hear things more often, or hear into the future, or hear things that are, that are at a distance. And then some of us are going to be more clairvoyant. They're going to be able to see things. So we're all going to be excelling in one of those three of the different ESP, we could say abilities. And so it doesn't mean that they're more advanced than the rest of us. All it means is that we're all going to be transforming, and we're all going to be developing our gifts at our own pace and in our own capacity. Okay. But yeah, that's a very good question. And I think that is correct. I think that maybe perhaps they're doing a lot of spiritual work where they're actually accelerating their, spiritual gifts. And are they more advanced? Okay, well, again, it's not that they're more advanced. It's just that some of us are going to be developing those gifts a little after, but all of us at the same time are going to kind of transform and shift as our dormant DNA comes back online. Radiant Guardians, thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. And for the little cartoon character. All right, so I do want to address this, guys, okay? So even within we're all being upgraded. Even the Earth Terrans are going to be upgraded when the shift takes place, all right? There's going to be different levels of upgrades. So the Earth Terrans are at least going to go up to living to a few hundred years or perhaps 1,000 years without aging as much and without illnesses, all right? As stated in the Bible, all right? You will no longer experience illnesses or death in that regard, because at that point they're going to have a few hundred years to really be able to master the fourth dimensional earth, and then by choice transfer their consciousness into their fifth dimensional avatar body. All right, and then above the earth Terrans, we're going to have different levels of starseed upgrades as well. The oldest of souls, which I mentioned that are coming from 13 dimension and up, are going to be having multiple abilities. All right, guys, they're going to be having endless abilities. They could even stop time if they wanted to, manipulate the simulation, matter, energy at will. All right, and then there's going to be a level of earth, or a level of star seeds that are going to have maybe one or two gifts, similar to the X-Men. All right, the X-Men, where some are going to be teleporters, some are going to be telepaths, some of them are going to be able to control the elements like storm, some are going to be amazing telekinetics like Magneto, and so on and so forth. And then also we're going to have a certain group of us who are just going to be like the wizards. They're going to be very in tune with their spiritual abilities, but not have any, X-Men supernatural abilities. So there is going to be different levels of upgrades, guys, depending on how old your soul is. Okay, excuse me, to answer this question by AK Lioness, thank you for the thank you for the donation. Yes, I need some water, guys. 1 second. All right. So, do I ever slow down? Guys, I'm going to keep working hard and working a lot until we are already in the new earth, where there is no more corruption, no more cabal. Until then, I'm dedicated. I am diligent in my work, all right? So even if I just get a few hours of sleep at night and I'm at it 24/7, I'm doing this because I love you guys and I love God's divine plan. So I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. As long as there is breath in me, guys, I'm going to keep going. All right, so I've already took care of the super chat. Okay. So is it Deirdre? Deirdre Ghana says Enki was told never to be seen again after Atlantis. He was going to change himself into the embryo to be in Mary to find a way back. Is this truth or not? No, absolutely not. So yes, okay, so Enki was actually warned about taking over the affairs of our planet. All right, guys? And unfortunately, through his son Marduk, he was able to keep an eye on this world. Marduk, again, is the Babylonian chief god Belial-Baal. Okay, meanwhile, Enki was off going to different sectors in our universe, not just in our galaxy, creating hybrid races in order to what? To harbor and harvest Lush by creating conditions of suffering and hunger. And so he became known as a cosmic vampire. Meanwhile, he was also warned about going to the outer skirts of our galaxy, where this alien AI known as the Animus was already taking over many galaxies and eliminating them by consuming their life force. Unfortunately, when Enki arrived to the outer skirts of our universe, that's when he made a pact with the AI god. And that was when Enki became upgraded and he became cybernetic. So the new returned Enki that came in 2018, right, was not the same Enki that existed during Atlantean times. This Enki was a little bit more, you could say, more advanced, because he decided to integrate with artificial intelligence. So he became more, I would have to say, more cybernetic, more robotic. All right, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Thank you for the donation and for the number 1. I appreciate that, sister. She wants to know, hi Ishmael, do you think the awakened light worker community will start meeting each other in person soon in gatherings or maybe ascension process? Nicole, it's already happening. I've met a lot of you guys at these conferences, these expos, these conventions. For instance, at the Los Angeles Conscious Life Expo, I met a ton of people there. As well as in the New Living Expo, Portal to Ascension, Mount Shasta, and I believe that I'm going to meet some of you guys in 2 weeks over at the Alien Convention, also known as the Biomed Expo in Vegas at the Alexa Resort and Casino. I think it's going to be the second weekend of September. So, through these meetings, through these conferences, these expos, I get to meet a lot of you guys. But yes, Nicole, to answer your question, circumstances are going to be happening where we're going to be meeting more. We're going to be, somehow the universe is going to allow us to begin to work together as one. So maybe very soon, we're all going to be working together, right? As the new economic system comes into play, the new prosperity funds come into play for the new, humanitarian projects. I believe that a lot of us are going to be working together on those. And yes, of course, right after the ascension, guys, we're all going to be working as one team, one guardian race of the new earth. So we are destined to meet eventually. All of us are. All right, so my sister Shanti, thank you for the donation, sister. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. You want to know where the Sumerian Anunnaki are responsible for shortening our lifespans, and why do they make women unable to procreate after a certain age? That's a very good question. That's a very good question, Shanti. And the answer to that is yes. Okay, so apparently, besides the already existing Homo erectus that that evolved from the animal kingdom, we also had another advanced race that was the 12 DNA Terranusian race, the original humans, aka the Atlanteans. So what the Anunnaki did is, in order to create, or in this case, what Enki did, again, Enki was the master geneticist. And he did defy the council, by the way. According to Anu and Enlil and Zeus, he wasn't supposed to mix the genetics of primitives and the already existing 12 genetic angelic race, the Atlanteans, and then of course their own genetics to create a worker race. So in that regard, yes, that's how they downgraded the original 12-strand DNA Terranusian race. So in my next book, I'm going to incorporate all of that, guys. All right, in order to make sense of things. And the reason that they, okay, so the reason why women cannot procreate after a certain age, I think that it has a lot to do with this patriarchy that took over the affairs of the world. When Marduk, the son of Enki, completely took over everything, again, he changed all the records, he completely downgraded the image of the feminine, completely eliminated the veneration of the mother goddess in order to, push his agenda of this male-dominated society, right? Which is very reptilian in nature, very unbalanced. And so I think that the reason why they made women, or they designed women to only procreate till I think the age of 40, after 40, it's very difficult for a woman to have a child, and that's a fact, is because back then the Anunnaki were using females as breeders. And so they were only attracted to them up until the age of 40, 45. After 45, as the woman aged, the Anunnaki were no longer attracted to them. So that is the reason why they were, genetically programmed to only give birth up until a certain age. Again, another factor that the negative Anunnaki interfered in ancient times in the affairs of our planet. But we're living in a time, guys, where all that stuff is being undone. The truth of the matter is that above all creator goddesses and gods, there is a feminine energy that gives birth to universes. In that regard, yes, the original prime creator is more related to a mother figure a nurturing source in which everything comes from, a womb, rather. That's the term I want to use, a womb. So when the truth comes out that, that even Michael himself, the Creator's Son, Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, came from a womb, is all going to change everything. And then that's going to bring back the balance of the, divine, sacred feminine and the divine masculine back in perfect balance again, as it was practiced during Atlantean and, of course, Lemurian times. All right, some more questions. Thank you, Vivian, for the donation, sister, and for the little cartoon character. Cute little hippo saying victory. Yes, that's right. The victory is to God, guys. We are all the instruments of the one divine pure source conscious energy source. All right, so another question regarding what we were talking about. So Firewater, by design, says, Ishmael, will I get my female body parts that were surgically taken from me in the late 20s? Absolutely. With the exaltation of our human bodies into these fifth dimensional avatars, you're definitely, all of that stuff is going to come back and actually operate and function even much better. So I don't know if you guys heard this, but in the fifth dimensional society, we're still going to have our genitalia. We're still going to, have intercourse, but it's going to be different. It's going to be, our spirit is going to be involved more. It's going to be more, more highly evolved, and the gestation period is going to go from 9 months to 2 months. All right. And it's not going to be painful at all, women, by the way. So you're going to be able to have child after child after child after child every 2 months and have big, great families. A lot of things to be happy about in this new world to come as we become upgraded. All right, AK Linus. Hi, AK Linus. Thank you for being here, sister. And thank you for the donation. We all appreciate you. Thank you. Well, I couldn't do this without you guys. I couldn't do this without you guys. Everything I do, I owe it to you guys. And you guys are the reason why I'm here, guys. You guys are the reason why I love to do these chats. Okay, the question was, will time ever slow down again? The question was, will time ever slow down again? I don't think so. And I think we're going beyond time. As we go into the fifth dimensional Earth, time will no longer exist as we know it. All right, we're going to be able to use our light bodies to travel into any part of our overall experience in the cosmos, into the future, into the past. We're going to be able to be everywhere at once, guys. It's going to be amazing. All right, time is only an existing factor within the third dimensional level or realm of reality. Beyond that, it's just an illusion. So that's how we are also going to be able to live forever, because we will no longer be having a birthday. We will no longer be, counting the age. Counting, every year our aging. All of that stuff is going to be non-existing. It seems to keep going faster. Yes, there is some sort of an acceleration taking place right now, guys, because we are, throughout this long outbreath of the cosmos, right? The involution of spirit into matter. It began, see it as longer cycles gradually coalescing into shorter cycles. And right now we are at the end of all of that, where it's just like at the center. So that's why time is speeding up. There's a beautiful mathematical and scientific, I guess, illustration that depicts that, and it's known as the Fibonacci ratio, or the golden means. And that explains why we are now heading into a period where things are going to be accelerating as we hit the 0-point field. And then everything begins again. It's like some sort of a cosmic reset, right? We shift realities and a whole new earth and a whole new heavens. It's going to be amazing. All right. Also, is there an update on the EBS? Well, things are looking, all right? A lot of corruption regarding Brandon and his family is no longer suppressible or oppressible, or they can no longer shove it under the rug, guys. It is in everybody's face. Supreme Court has evidence of it. It is just a matter of time. We have to be patient, guys. We are going to be witnessing the fall of the cabal very, very soon. All right. Hey, a lot of the truthers out there are saying that it could happen this October, September, October, November. Who knows? I'm not putting any dates, but I do know that it's getting closer to that victory. All right, so NM Tumbleweed says, well, first of all, thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Who are the Jewish people and why have they been persecuted for so long? Well, when you think of the original Jews, which is the seed of King David, right? The house of Judah, that's why they call it the house of Judah. I think a lot of the persecution surrounding the original Jews had a lot to do with the cabal bloodlines of the cabal, the Illuminati bloodlines, trying to kill or do away with the descendants of King David and Solomon. So that's the reason why there's always been a hit on the original lineages of the indigo races, so that we couldn't be here today. And that explains why they've always been persecuted. All right, guys? And even Hitler was trying to end the bloodline of the Holy Grail. Because, again, this whole war between the empire and freedom boils down to the war between the Holy Grail lineage of Michael, right, of the positive Anunnaki, and the fallen angelic lineage of Lucifer and the reptilian Anunnaki, which are represented by the Cabal families. Yeah, the original Anunnaki began in Sirius. That was the original warrior race that was designed by the Syrian High Council in collaboration with the Branu race, the Azurites that descended from the higher harmonic systems of harmonic universe 4 and 5. And that lineage is what gave us Anu, and then Zeus, Enlil. Zeus, Enlil also established that lineage through the original patriarch, not patriarchs, but by establishing the original Sumerian king list, not of the Babylonian brotherhood, but of the original lineage that led to Terah, and of course Abraham, and then later the original tribes of Israel, King David, so on and so forth. So that's who the Anunnaki lineage is, and they actually are the Rh negative blood type. So if you're Rh negative blood type, you're Anunnaki. You're a direct descendant of Anunnaki. Power Broker, thank you for the $10 donation, my sister. Can you explain the children of Rh negative blood? My mom passed 20 years ago. Two of us have negative blood, but B negative. As mentioned, as I answered in the prior question, is that you are descendants of the Anunnaki race. That's why that bloodline is very rare, and that's why people that are Rh positive could actually take your blood, whereas Rh negatives cannot take Rh positives. Rh negatives could only consume their own blood. So hopefully that answers your question. And again, guys, there are two categories or two camps in which Rh negative fall under. You have the reptilian camp, which are the Cabal families, and then you have the Seraphim, faction, which is the angelic families, right? The descendants of Michael. So those are two different Rh negative camps. All right, so we have 605 people in the live. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I appreciate all of your time, guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for showing up. I am going to continue reading some of these questions. All right, let's see. All right, so my brother AC, or is it a sister AC? You go by AC. AC wants to know, what happens to insane people or sad people who are good at heart? Will they be cured? Absolutely, yes. If people are generally good, whatever physical or mental condition they currently have is all going to be cured when the solar flash takes place. Absolutely. It's going to restore them back to, the vibration that is more in alignment with their higher self. As a reminder, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. That'll be greatly appreciated. And again, for those that are new to my chat here, my live, please don't forget to hit the subscription, guys, so you guys could always have access to our little roundtable discussions here. Ricardo Donato, Ricardo Jr. Donato, thank you for the donation. I was told by open people, third eye, they see me with little people in white playing in my shoulder and a giant watching me back in the old country. Let me try to read that again. Hopefully my glasses aren't failing me. I was told by open people with third eyes, they see me with little people in my white playing in my shoulder and a giant watching me back in the old country. By the way, I am AB negative. Perhaps they are tapping into one of your past lives. You know, guys, it wouldn't hurt to get a regression or a QH8T session in order to unlock more of those past lifetimes, which will explain a lot of these readings, a lot of these visions, perhaps even dreams. Stacy, thank you for being here, my sister. Thank you for the number 1. And thank you for your donation. And your question is, hi Ishmael, I see you for who you truly are and have so much compassion for you and your mission here on the earth. Aw, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. You guys are wonderful. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for all your generosity. Thanks for all that you do, sending love. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. And thank you for the number 1. All right, Sylvia Vital says, what's the deal with these lanterns, bugs that came to America from China? They are hurting our plans. Can we one day do a meditation to get rid of them? Of course, yes, we could. The power of our collective mind, guys, could dissolve anything, okay? And let me tell you something about these artificial bugs. They're not really organic bugs, guys. A lot of these bugs are pretty much artificial intelligence at a nanoscale of reality, all right? So they may appear as mosquitoes, they may appear as bugs, but they're really just miniature programmed AIs, all right? And a lot of them have been developed by big tech and, of course, Mr. Gates, you know? They're doing everything in their power to offset the transformation of our DNA, guys. But fear not, we got this, we got this. Natalie Bishop. How you doing, Natalie? Thank you for being here. And thank you for the donation, sister. Love and light to you, Ishmael. Right back at you, Natalie. Thank you. Cosmo Girl. Aww. I love your little dancing cartoon character. How cute. And thank you for the donation, sister. And also, Cosmo Girl, you know, I noticed that you have never missed my lives. You're always on here, engaging in the community chat of the Galactic Jedis. You, Radiant Guardian, who else do I see? Neo, there's also Cindy, Monica S. Am I missing anybody else? I'm just reading off names that I always see here, so I just wanted to thank you guys. Speaking about Neo, where's Neo? I haven't seen Neo commented. Are you out there, Neo? Big shout out to my brother Neo. And then, of course, Tristan Early. Tristan Early, how you doing, brother? Are you out there? You're another of my regulars here. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. All right, so we have approximately, I think, 12 minutes left, 10 minutes left. All right, so apparently my interview with Antonia was very blotchy. I was a little upset, you know, maybe perhaps we were being attacked by AI. As you know, they do control the technology. And so I'm going to do another interview with her, guys, but this time we're going to be using a different restream so that you guys could hear what she had to say about her energetic cellular regeneration um, findings, which was very mind-boggling. I mean, not mind-boggling. It was very fascinating. Groundbreaking information, guys. All right. So my sister Andrea Kraber says, "Did Jesus die on the cross?" Another controversial question. And the answer to that is because we are living in a multiverse and there are different alternative Earths, in one branch of one of many Earths, and perhaps in various Earths, he did die. And other alternative realities, he didn't die, guys. The crucifixion was staged. And he continued, and I believed he lived out his life in India up until maybe 150, 140. He lived a very long life. Okay? But in other alternative Earths, yes, he was crucified, as was Bacchus, as was Mithras of Persia, as was Dionysus of Greece, and as was Talmud. Okay? Oh my God, is this Natalie Bishop? I think I know you, Natalie. Natalie Bishop. Are you the same Natalie that runs a financial service company? Because if that's the case, I haven't seen you in over 10 years. I know I met you about 15 years ago when I first published my first book, Our Cosmic Origin. No, I'm sorry, The Secret Government. My first book was The Secret Government, not Our Cosmic Origin. I think this is this, maybe not. Maybe I'm confusing you. Can't even talk. Confusing you with somebody else, Natalie. But thank you, sister, for being here. Thank you for the $10 donations. Love and light to you, Ishmael. I appreciate that, Natalie. Now, I think her last name is similar to yours, but I think it was Natalie Lishop, not Bishop. So I think I might gotten a different Natalie. So yes, America Sosa says, yes, he was crucified. Again, yes, that happened in a particular timeline. He was crucified. Absolutely. Again, that is one controversial subject, the crucifixion of the Christ. Well, think about it. According to the Urantia papers, his crucifixion, right, because he was the incarnating universal logos made flesh, Michael, right, Michael in Christ, Michael coming into third dimensional embodiment. If it was so, his seventh bestowal, if it was Michael's seventh bestowal, in order for him to become master son of his creation, of his universe, then yes, he had to undergo crucifixion in order to become the master son of his creation. Wow, 650 now watching. Thank you for being here, guys. You guys are awesome. All right, so there are many misconceptions, says Barbie's net. There are many if I'm pronouncing your names, guys, I apologize for that. There are many misconceptions about what's going on in Canada. I do know we are all a free nation, no matter what is being said. Well, guys, again, according to the positive timeline, the cabal has been stripped from all these advanced directed energy weapon systems, okay? Sam Griffin says the crucifixion updates many Christians, touchy subject, but when they hear Jesus had children, I know there's a lot of controversy, even surrounding the idea that Jesus was a father and that him and Mary Magdalene continued the bloodline, but they had to. Because if they wouldn't have, we wouldn't be here right now, the indigo races. So the bloodline of the guardian race needed to continue even after Jesus, guys. And I just, there is some sort of intimate connection, guys, between a lot of the biblical truths that were pretty much camouflaged in their metaphor form, and the idea that there is a universal logos, a consciousness that emanates the entire universe, which is what the Christ was. The logos, the universal logos came into incarnation, all right, and showed us how we could all become universal logos, and that is us achieving or reaching the 12th dimension, because that's where we're all heading, guys. Lynn P, thank you so much for the donation and for the flying cartoon character. All right. Reminds me of Superman. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to share this with you guys. Do you guys know why the Jews never believed that Yeshua was the Christ 2,000 years ago? Because the original Jews, the original prophecies were expecting a superhuman or a godlike figure, rushing from the sky, coming in lightning bolt like Thor or like Zeus, eliminating the Roman Empire like a superhero. That's what they were expecting. So that's the reason why the Jews never believed that the Christ was the first coming, because they were expecting a type of superhero from the sky. All right, so Sky Davidson wants to do a meditation today. Yeah, we could do that at the end, perhaps for the last 5 minutes. And this meditation will go to aid and alleviate any of the suffering currently being experienced by the victims of fires, by hunger, and by people worldwide that are currently in a worse condition than we are. Guys, every day upon waking up, I give thanks to my higher self, to God source, for the blessings, for even being in a healthy physical avatar, for having a roof over my head, for having clean water to drink, for being able to eat healthy stuff. Every day I give thanks. Because there's unfortunately a lot of people that are still starving. So I say we dedicate tonight's meditation to putting an end to the world suffering that's taking place right now. Apparently, I've been streaming for 67 minutes. By far, this is my longest YouTube live. So with that have said, let's go into our 5-minute meditation as we close off tonight's live talk. All right, guys? All right, so let's do our 5-minute meditation, and then we will close. What does that mean? All right, 5-minute meditation, guys, and then we're going to close off. All right, final question by Nathan. Thank you for the donation, brother. Can you explain why most crypto is a sham? How the backdoor works and how it can be hacked? When will this happen? In your sources, please. Well, according to the Galactics, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, is no good. All right, guys? The only thing that is good is the quantum financial system that is going to be backed by actual precious metals. All right, that's the only thing that's going to work in the 4th dimensional society. However, if you go into the 5th dimensional world, we are going beyond money. We won't even need any of that. We're going to be using our own inner technology to manifest at the speed of light. So with that have said, Nathan, let's move on with our meditation. Okay, guys, so for the last few minutes, let's start by relaxing our mind and body by taking a few deep breaths. One second. Now that we are all relaxed, we call in the protection of the guardian races, our ancestors, our spirit guides. We call upon Prime Creator Source itself to be here with us as we all come as a collective of guardians of the new earth. With our collective mighty I am presence, we put all our focus in the diffusion of all the suffering, the alleviation of all the pain that is happening worldwide, of all the people that are experiencing these casualties. As we reach the final stages and climax of this war against evil, we pray for those that are suffering. And we also want to use our imagination and our collective feeling to feel what it's like to have the EBS come in, the new system that's going to benefit all of us, the humanitarian projects that are going to be unfolding worldwide, that's going to end world hunger, poverty, hierarchy, and corruption. And we, the guardians of the new earth, will no longer tolerate any more lockdowns, shutdowns, or anything related thereof. We, the guardians of the new earth, activate the Christ mind in all of us in order to experience and allow for the second coming of the Christ to unfold through all of us. We, the guardians of the new earth, welcome the sacred divine feminine back into balance with the divine masculine. We welcome the Mother Goddess and Father God working in harmonious balance. We anchor and integrate all 12 dimensions at this time as we begin to vibrate at a higher frequency. We also bring our collective Earth Terrans into the fourth dimensional reality with the elimination, without the wicked, of course, with the elimination of the wicked. This planet belongs to the just, belongs to the meek at heart, and to the children of the Most High, which are the children of the One. And so be it. All right, my companions, galactic companions, galactic Jedis, cosmic explorers. This is Ishmael Perez. We will see you guys on the next one, which is going to be Sunday night. No, I'm sorry, Saturday night at 6:15 Pacific time, 9:15 Eastern time. These are going to be our new times, knowing that some of the people on the East Coast like to go to sleep a little early. So